n4rt in Bromley, Alabama, and was first licensed in 1960 as KN4TRJ. In those days you had to have or you didn't have to, but you could get a novice license for 1 year, good for CW only, and you had to upgrade within a year or your license would expire, and you could only have the license one time, 1 year. So I upgraded with my general to K4TRJ, then later on took my extra and became n4rt. What we're here today to show you is a new transmitter that I just picked up from a friend in Brookhaven, Mississippi, Jeff May, W0XV. And this is built on a Collins 20V2 chassis, which is a broadcast transmitter chassis. This transmitter was built by W0VMC, voice modulated carrier, Robert, and was sold to Jeff May, W0XV, who brought it down to Brookhaven, Mississippi when he moved from Wisconsin. And I picked it up from Jeff because he was downsizing due to having to move his station. At the top of the transmitter you have the meters for all your critical voltages. Shows you your screen voltage, plate voltage, plate current, your plate voltage or B+, the modulation current, and also your grid current on the final amplifier. Inside these doors on each side of the front panel, on this side is your band switch. This particular transmitter will go down to 40 meters, up to 40 meters, and is down as low as 160 meters. I've been using it on 75 meters, so it stays in the 75 meter position. On 160 meters, for the low end of the band, you've got an additional turn or two on the coil, so you've got a switch here to go from the low end of the band up to the high end of the band. This is your PA tuning capacitor, which dips your plate. And this is the loading capacitor, which loads the antenna, gets your maximum RF output. On this side, we have the power switch. Currently, it's in the low power position. I don't believe I have an antenna here capable of running this transmitter in the high power position. In a few minutes, you'll see why. So it's running in the low power position. In the bottom is a selector for the fan to run it on low or high blower position, and it's running in the high position now. All right, on the switches on the front panel, we have the filaments on and off. The on button is the black button, the off button is the red button. I would have probably wired it opposite of that. To me, red ought to be on, but that's the way it was wired up. This is a circuit breaker for the filament supply. The green jeweled light comes on when the filaments are warmed up and you're ready to transmit. You'll see that in a minute. This is an hour meter, and it's currently wired to the plate relay so that it records the amount of time the transmitter's actually been in the transmit position. Not just filaments on, but actually transmitting. This is a master key so that when it's in the off position, you can take the keys out and nobody can operate the transmitter. More or less a safety feature more than anything else. The voltages in this transmitter are deadly lethal. I mean, they will kill you in a heartbeat. There's no backing off or getting off of this power supply if you get across it. The plate circuit has on-off. This is the on button for the plate supply, the off button for the plate supply, the circuit breaker for the plate power supply, and an orange jewel light that comes on when you're actually transmitting. One of the things I wanted to point out is the Art Deco look of this transmitter. This is a 50s vintage transmitter, but W0VMC also added some chrome trim here that actually kind of sets it off a little bit more. This piece of chrome across here and the two-tone paint was original on the original Collins 20V2. I've taken the panel off of the plate tuning section. This is the final tank circuit of the transmitter. If you can see the spacing, I don't know if you can zoom in, John, on the capacitors here. The reason they have to be spaced so far apart is because of the power that this transmitter operates. If they were close together, you'd actually sustain an arc between those plates, so they have to be spaced wide enough so that they do not arc. This is the loading capacitor, this is the tuning capacitor, this is the final tank coil, and it's tapped with relays to select the particular tap for whichever band you're operating. On the my left hand side here is the RF deck. This is actually two ruggedized 4-1000s of the military version. They look a little bit different than the other tubes because they don't have the same type of base on them, but they are a ruggedized version of the same tube. Over here on the right is the modulator deck, and the modulator deck has two 4-1000s. So this is four 4-1000s, two in the RF deck, and two modulators. Below that you have the low voltage and bias supply, which is covered by this piece of decorative metal. These pipes are the blower system to cool the tubes. The blower is down below here, and it blows into a box. Basically this acts as a plenum chamber and forces the air up into each of the boxes for the modulator section and the RF section. And down below that is your heavy modulation and power supply. You've got chokes, a B plus power supply, 3600 volts each side or center tap, and a big modulation transformer. The modulation transformer alone probably weighs 200 pounds. The transmitter altogether, as it sits, is probably around 15 to 1800 pounds. So it's very, very heavy. We get a little bit better shot here with some light down in the bottom so you can see the modulation transformer. The transformer you see with the kind of red tabs on it is the plate supply transformer. It's 3600 volts each side of center tap, and standing up on top of that is your diode rectifier, full wave rectifier stack.
See.
On the back of the transmitter here now you see the RF input from the exciter. From the RF sources here, it's got the green tag on it. This is the keying circuit or push to talk. This is the RF output that goes to the relay box and out to the antenna. This is a directional coupler for this RF watt meter, and what you have here is a T connector. On one side of this T connector I've got a pickup. It's actually a diode inside this coax connector that is going off to the scope so I can monitor my transmitter on the O-scope and make sure I'm not overmodulating or got distortion in the signal. This is forward and reflected power, which goes to the meter here. This is a digital RF watt meter, and it will actually show true peak envelope power. This is a relay box, which allows you to switch the antenna between the transmitter and the receiver. When you key the transmitter, it keys the relay box, switches the antenna from the receiver to the transmitter, and also has an output so you can mute the receiver and not get any feedback. And the nice thing about this relay box is when they put the relays, built the relays into the box, they have the normally open and the normally closed contacts coming out. Some receivers use normally open, some receivers use normally closed. In this case, you've got both options. The TS-180 is a conventional commercial single sideband CW transceiver. It's only used in this case to drive the transmitter. It provides about 100 watts of drive to the transmitter. It's nice because you can actually see the frequency readout. It's got a digital frequency readout, and we're going to be transmitting on 3885, so I've set that up. The equipment you see here to the left is the audio chain. Basically, this is a amplifier, just an audio amplifier, a mixer box that also provides some minimal amount of equalization, and this is just an audio processor. Okay, over here on the desk we've got again the O-scope. This is used to monitor the transmitter. This is an RME 6900 receiver that we'll tune in stations with right now. I've got a lot of noise because it's been raining. This is an old Collins speaker box and an MFJ noise canceller. Because of the noise I have here at this location, I have to use a noise canceller when the noise is very bad to null it out so I can hear stations on the receiver. This is a Marshall commercial broadcast microphone, and the stand. You might have noticed this looks like a paint can bucket, and that's essentially what it is. There's a 50 ohm resistor in there that serves as a dummy load for this transmitter if I want to have it off the air and do any testing, and that's filled with oil. And you have to be very careful with this transmitter not to transmit too long, otherwise it'll boil all the oil out of the can. But that's the dummy load in case you've ever wondered what one looks like. We're going to turn the transmitter on now. First thing we do is turn on the filaments. You hear the relay click in, and the meters light up, and you'll see the filaments come on inside the transmitter. So now that the green light is on, the filaments are warmed up enough that we can turn on the B+. Now, when we turn on the B+, you're not going to hear anything. I don't even hear the relay click, but it'll actually be on. So now the B+ is on, we're ready to transmit. I'm going to turn them off again and check my drive, just to make sure that we've got good drive to the transmitter before we try to transmit. This is a Class C amplifier, and it requires grid drive, and if you don't have grid drive on the tubes, the plates will get red hot and actually melt if you don't catch it fast enough. Destroy the tubes, and these are very expensive tubes. I'm going to turn on the TS-180, and we're going to look at the grid drive. It should be around 15 to 18 mils. And looks like we have about 16 mils, so they'll come down as we warm up. So we're good to go. We have transmit power. Now we'll turn the B+ on again, and all we have to do is transmit. Blow out the noise. About as quiet as I'm going to be able to get it. This is a hand key for the relay box, and if you'll notice the scope when I transmit, that's RF carrier. Hello test, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is n4rt, November 4 Radio Tango. Anybody around?
I'm rolling.
Hello test, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, n4rt. This is the SWR, which is very low, and this is peak envelope power. That's carrier power. n4rt standing by. Sorry, I didn't catch the call there. Got a little noise down here in Bromley this afternoon. Who was the station calling? n4rt, over. Okay, Louis, I'm hearing you, but you're not as strong as normal, over. All right, we'll stand by. Somebody else in there, too.
n4rt, there you go. You copy now, Ron, over.
All right, Louis, WA4VCB n4rt. Got John, W4TP here in the shack with me, Louis, and I was just showing him the transmitter. So I'm glad you came back to me. I must have caught you with your transmitter detuned or the amp in standby or something there, but you got good strong signal now, over.
Well, you know me, man, I had everything it's good, man, but I think I looked at you about 30 over. And like sitting right here next to me, so I'm not gonna put John's down. I was gonna say, man, it sounds better than John's, but I better not do that. John will be over here after me, man. Anyway, it sounded really nice, man. Sounding like you did this morning, and like I said, you got a good one there. I'm on the telephone with my brother. He's in Tennessee, so that's why I was kind of screwed up getting back to you.
Yeah, okay, Louis, fine business. You still got him on the phone? He's going to let you go?
Yeah, you missed me over that time. No, hold on just a minute. You missed me over there. You missed me over that time, Ron. So, yeah, I'm still on the phone with him. He just got his license a couple of weeks ago. He's a general class. and he's getting his station all set up. So we trying to get that thing on there.
Okay, well, fine business. You might tell us what his call is when you come back. And did catch your brother's name there, but glad to know he's got his ticket and he'll be getting on the air with us. Hopefully you're steering him in the right direction and he's going to get on AM with us. Over.
Oh, yeah, man, you know that. His name is Tony. Tony, what he goes by, Tony. And his call is KG4ICA. KG4 ICA. And he's located a little bit south of Murfreesboro in Christiana, Tennessee.
Yeah, okay, WA4VCB and n4rt. A fine business, Louis. Well, hopefully Tony can hear me, and Tony, you need to get on here with us soon and join the fun on AM, and we'll be listening out for that call, KG4ICA. Well, all right, John's actually taping some of this for our club meeting this, what's it, 2 weeks from now, right? Second Thursday?
Yeah.
So we'll be featuring you on the air there, Louis, for our club meeting the second Thursday in January. But I'll say 73s for now, and we'll talk to you after a while. I'm going to sign off here and get back with John. Thanks for coming back, Louis. WA4VCB and n4rt.
Okay, well, real good. n4rt along with John. And,
You want to say hello to him? No.
which, what was I going to say now? Then, the tailgate over at the club tailgate, I want to comment on that too. All the boys over in Pensacola really enjoyed it. I hope y'all have another one next year. And, n4rt, Mr. John, his transmitter, y'all. I tell y'all, neck and neck on that audio, man, it sure sounds good. Really sounds nice, folks. Keep up the good work. We'll see you on the 3885 again. And y'all doing a good job over there, baby. Keep up the good work. n4rt, Sonny. Sounds good. WA4VCB, Pensacola.
Okay, fine business, Louis. WA4VCB and n4rt. And we appreciate those comments on the tailgate. I think there's some discussion about when we're going to have it again next year, but I thought it was a good weekend for it. Of course, you never know what the weather's going to be in December around here, but it turned out pretty nice for that first Saturday in December. Louis, John is waving at you to tell you hello, so you'll hear him on the air later on too. 73s, I'll let you get back to Tony there, and we'll catch you later. n4rt clear.
Oh, he gets on me, and now I've got you. I don't never have no trouble talking to John, and you're gonna be the same way. So, but anyhow, that's what I like. Sounds excellent, man. That AM sounds great. Check you later, 73. Y'all have a good straight New Year's Eve night. I'm staying in and staying warm and staying out of the way. So, check you later. n4rt with Mr. John there, WA4VCB Pensacola.
Okay, Louis, Happy New Year to you. I'm enjoying sitting here in the shack in shorts. It's 70 degrees outside or thereabouts, and great New Year's Eve. We'll see you later on. n4rt.